Okay, so a lot of you have bought into the myth that just because you're a basketball player, it means that you shouldn't lift weights, and that's cap. What's good, y'all? It's Beloti 44 coming at you with another video. A lot of y'all been on my main TikTok and my TikTok workout page asking for full workout routines. Well, today I've come to deliver. I pulled up to my local 24-hour fitness and I'm gonna take y'all through my extensive leg day. Today we're gonna be focusing on power. And then I'm also gonna transition into some on the court workouts and really show y'all what I do when I come into the gym. Gonna be in here for about probably around 3 hours. I'm not gonna lie to you. It is currently 7 o'clock and I don't see us leaving anytime before 10. So without further ado, let's get into it.
See, growing up can be a pain, can be a pain, can be. These are the things that change boys to men.
The first thing we're going to do as we start this workout is warm up on the bike. Now, some of you may be wondering why I'm not stretching first, and that's because stretching is not good before lifting. Stretching is not the same as warming up. Static stretching actually relaxes your muscles rather than preparing them for exercise. Dynamic stretching and light cardio is the best way to go when it comes to preparing your body for an intense workout. After 10 minutes on the bike, I've got a good sweat going and I'm going to start moving into the machines. Like I said earlier, I'm focusing on strength and power for today. Starting off with a superset of single leg hamstring curls and single leg extensions to activate the hamstrings and quads, plus strengthen the tendons and ligaments surrounding my knees. Notice how I maintain full range of motion while pausing at the top of each rep to maintain muscle contraction. Next up, I'm going to move over to activating the muscles surrounding my hips and groin. On top of adding mobility and strengthening your hips, the hip abduction machine will also help you fight your knee pain. As athletes, we do almost everything in our sport from what we call an athletic stance, where our knees are bent and our hips are open. With that being said, I shouldn't have to explain why this machine is just as important as the rest of our workouts. Now, the last thing that I'm doing before I get into moving some real weight is just blasting my hamstrings one more time with the laid hamstring curl. Hamstrings are the springs that control how fast you run and how high you jump. Now I'm going to start adding in some compound strength movements, starting with the trap bar deadlift. Notice how I explode up onto my toes as if I was going through the motion of how I actually jump. The wide grip handles of the trap bar also allow for less pressure on your lower back as opposed to a classic deadlift with a barbell. Once I finish there, it's time to head over to the squat rack and go for a full depth squat with my heels elevated. Every muscle that we just activated on the machines is now being put to use. For my taller athletes, elevating your heels will help you keep a more upright position and maintain proper squat form while protecting your posterior chain. And going for full depth in my squat allows me to train for ankle mobility and knee flexibility. My last lift of the day is a box squat where I slowly lower the weight, controlling it the whole way down. And once my butt hits the box, I explode up onto my toes. This is another compound strength movement where I'm focusing on how fast I can move the weight rather than how much weight I can move. This is where we get explosive. Alright, y'all, so we just finished in the weight room, about to transition to the court. I'm doing all my plyometrics on the court today. We got the heavy ball today for ball handling and the plyos. Not going to show the brand because we're not sponsored yet, but let's work on that. So hit that subscribe button as we get into these plyos. Let's get this working. I'm starting off my plyometric workout circuit with some backboard touches with the heavy ball. Notice how I maintain the same form every time I jump, loading up all the power into my legs and exploding up as I touch the ball on the backboard. Now I'm going to get on my toes and activate the fast twitch muscles with some rapid fire backboard touches, spending as little time on the ground as possible. Getting into controlling all the power that we're generating with some broad jump backboard touches. This is where I jump as far as I can forward and then absorb all of the power that I'm putting into the ground and force it back up into touching the backboard. Last but not least, I use the heavy ball to do some two-handed dunks off vert. This is how I know I'm truly giving maximum effort on each and every jump. After I've done my first 2 circuits of plyos with the heavy ball, it's time to get into some ball handling drills with the heavy ball. Now, since today was such an extensive leg day, I do apologize because I am nowhere near as low as I should be while I'm doing my ball handling drills. However, today I'm still focusing on ball control and handle speed. So every dribble combination is going to be built up from the V dribble. This is where we'll be able to control and manipulate the direction of the ball whenever we want with either hand. And since I'm using the heavy ball, you're going to see the difference in speed once we transition to a regular basketball. Now, some people may have mixed feelings about this, but to combine everything that we just did with the heavy ball, I'm going to be doing 1 dribble finishes with the heavy ball to finish this section of the workout. Once I've completed that, it's time to break out a regular basketball. I repeat the circuit that I just did while adding in a couple of new workouts also. everything feels lighter and faster. So these backboard touches, after I finish them, I finish with a dunk on each side of the rim. And broad jump backboard touches turn into broad jump finishes. Since I spent so much time using the heavy ball, once I transition into using a regular basketball, it takes a little bit of time to maintain the control. However, you can see the difference in speed as I throw each dribble move. By the time I'm finished, I can feel it in my legs and in my shoulders. So I have to finish with some form shooting, then get up at least 100 made free throws before I leave the gym. Alright y'all, so I've officially finished my morning workout. It is now 10:16. I'm done with the morning workout. I'm about to go back to the house. I'm about to rest up, stretch, everything like that before my next training session in the afternoon, and then go on the hoop after that. So make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, it's peace, love, and happiness to everybody. Make sure you hit that subscribe button because there's more workouts on the way. Yo.
She growing up can be a pain, can be a pain, can be. These are the things that change boys to men.